Hello, how's everyone doing today? It is Berkfamily54comics. My name is Steve. Welcome to another Thursday night chat. I'm excited to be hanging out with the full crew tonight, and we have a new person joining us this week. But if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I'd like to invite you to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you haven't already entered my 1,000 subscriber giveaway, a link to that will be in the description. I'm going to go ahead and add it now. But before I do that, I would like to show off who is joining us tonight. We have, as always, Dustin from 2BrothersComics. What's up, man?
What's going on, guys? Hope everybody had a good week and got a bunch of books. I know I did.
There we go. All right. And we got Ryan joining us, also known as Nuexguy. What's up?
Hey, what's up? How's it going? I'm excited to talk and share some of these books we've been picking up.
Awesome. And we have a new person joining us this week. He's a great guy. He's known as the Panda or Pandawesome316. It's Adrian. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How's everybody doing?
We are doing great. Awesome. We're doing better than Dustin's wallet.
Hey, me and him both.
Yes.
Yeah, no doubt.
We got the conclusion to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TMNT with issue 5. Thank God, according to Dustin. They had some pretty awesome variants, and I'm excited to show off everything that everyone grabbed. We're going to be talking that. I'm also going to be talking with Mr. Pandawesome about one of the independent books that was sent to me by him from one of his friends. And then Dustin and Ryan are also going to talk some of their independent books and just everything else we've been reading lately. Before we get to that, I would like to say hi to a couple of people in the chat. I'm not sure if he's still here or not, but we got Alex Tapia. What's up? Evan Shemko is always in here. He's a great supporter of this channel and the comic book community. Adrian Panda is in the chat, rocking the cool I don't even know what to call it. Cool avatar that I created for him. A logo. There we go. Newbie Comics. What's up, Joel? Comics and Death Metal. That's Dustin's guy.
So, Ryan?
So, how's everyone's day? Is everyone doing all right? Everyone good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, my nieces were here for the last 2 weeks, and today was their last day. It's been fun, but I'm excited to just hang out for the next Feels like we've always just been hanging out with family lately. Hawaiian Punch 72. What's up? Isaiah YouTube Gamer. Okay, so this is a part of the show where we're going to show off what books we grabbed for this week. I'm going to go first, and then we'll go to Panda, and then Dustin and Ryan. We'll do clockwise. There we go. Okay, so first off, I want to show off the book. There's 2 books, but I left the second one at my parents because, like I said, my nieces have been here, and I took the second issue to my parents. I read it there and left it there on accident. But he sent me Magnus the Brave, issues 1 and 2 by Chris Rao and Ace Knuckles. I'm excited to talk about this book tonight and the second issue. I did grab, this is my read of the week, DC Dark Knight's Death Metal #1. This book was amazing. I'm really excited to talk about this book. I got the Matina variant. Any Matina cover, I just got to grab. Just got to grab it.
I loved that long-haired Superman.
Yeah.
Yes. Only thing that would make this better if it was a black suit.
Oh, yeah.
Then we got, obviously, Power Rangers, issue 5. This is Raphael holding the Black Ranger helmet. And then I got the Del Mundo cover, which is awesome, with the pizza and the Rangers behind. They're all holding their weapons.
Oh, nice.
How to grab it. And then Flash annual #3.
Nice.
And then I grabbed another annual. I've really been into this character lately. So is Dustin. We got Nightwing annual #3. This was a really, really, really good book. You get a little more information on this character that we saw in issue 68, I want to say. So that's pretty good. So those are the books that I grabbed this week. Panda, why don't you go and show off what you grabbed?
Okay, so I did get the death metal as well.
Oh, nice.
That foil cover.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that was a really good read. And then just like you, I had to get the variant as
Yes.
well, the Del Mundo. And then I also I had to get all of them.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Nice.
man.
And I was lucky enough because I went to that LCS and I was able to work a trade, so I didn't pay anything for any of my comic books.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was also able to pick up this one. I know Jill was going to be sending me my copy, but I had to grab my copy or this copy real quick. So
Lucky dog.
I know those are going for like $25 or so. $20
Yeah.
to $30 somewhere in there.
So I know I showed off 1 and 2 of Batman's and Ninja Turtles Volume 3.
There you go.
I went ahead and picked up the rest of them today as well. So I got
Is
3,
it
4, 5, and 6.
Dustin? Did you say that you did not like Volume 3 or that you did like Volume 3?
Oh, I loved it. That's the only one I've read so far.
Yeah, Volume 3 is my favorite of all.
I've got all. I've got both covers for all the issues, so I love them. I was showing my kid those today when I was going through separate my DC stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a whole short box finally.
Yes, they were just kind of scattered periodically out through all of my books, and I was like, wow, I had way more DC stuff than I thought. So maybe I am a DC fan after all.
There you go.
Doing the same thing. I was going through my short boxes, and I finally have a whole short box of just DC.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, that's what I ended up with. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got about 10 short boxes over here, and one of them is slap full of DC. Couldn't believe it.
You got any other books, Panda?
I did a little bit of deep diving inside the long boxes, and I ended up finding that first Max.
Oh, right on.
A bunch of other characters of Darker Image. But then the one that
Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee.
Yeah, Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee and Sam Keith. He's the one that created the Max. But then I also got the newsstand version.
Nice. Those are good spec books right now.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely gonna put that up on Multiple Monday or something.
Right on.
Awesome.
Sorry, my daughter's asking me to fix her staple. Okay, here you go. Oh my gosh. Okay, all right, go on.
Kids are the best and the worst, huh?
Stable. Go on. Love you. Bye. Okay, Dustin, I'm excited to see this fat stack.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I got a
Go
wow.
ahead, man. Put us to shame.
Oh man.
So some of these are not brand new books that just came out, but I've just been able to grab them. I showed a couple of them off Saturday, but most of these I grabbed yesterday. But I finally was able to grab the Batman, the Adventures Continues issue number 1. I want to grab the A cover, but I just picked the B cover up. This Avengers number 33. I'm going to talk about this later. If you guys aren't on this right now, yo, you're missing out. You need to go grab that quick. Undiscovered Country number 6. Love this story. Charles Soule, Scott Snyder, they're killing that one. I picked up Adventure Man number 1 because I have I just got to a point where I was missing out on so many good independent books because I just didn't pick them up because it didn't look like something I'd be into. I just decided if it's an indie book coming out, I'll grab the first issue and read it and see if it's something I like because I'm tired of missing out on them. Got Hellfighter Quinn number 2. Our boys Justin Birch letters this one, and my good buddy Jay Sandlin is the writer on that. It's been great.
Awesome.
Ice Cream Man number 1, one of the indies I missed out on because I just didn't think it was something to be into, so I got the reprint.
Heard good things about that one.
I have 2. And Ryan told us about this series, and I finally walked into a shop and they had them. They had all of them. So I got issues 1, 2, and 3 of The Man Who Effed Up Time, and I love this, man. I'm digging this. This is absolutely a fun read. It's not something that is like super in depth and gonna make you think about, but it's just like you said, it's just fun to read. It's a good story.
Yeah, it's a super fun story. I was reading the third one today. I was like, like I couldn't see somebody investing enough to turn this into a movie or a show.
Right.
But that is the beauty of comics, is that you can have like this really cool, just like fun idea and like kind of run off with it because the budget's so low, So
right.
It is. It's just like a ton of fun to read. Like every little twist and turn is just like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, you're watching a guy just beat the crap out of himself, through different time dimensions and stuff. It was hilarious. I loved it.
You read all 3 of them?
I did.
Oh yeah. The third one was a lot of fun. That cliffhanger at the end. Like I really want to know what happens next.
Yeah, no doubt. And then another number 1, I picked up Win from Boom Studios. Again,
I have one comment from Chino and Manny. My store did not have it.
What's that?
Win.
Oh no?
My store did not have Win number 1. So
okay.
Chino and Manny sent me one.
Right on. I meant to get the A cover, and I guess I just didn't pay enough attention. I ended up grabbing the variant, but I'll probably grab the A cover. And what everyone has dubbed the pizza cover, I grabbed, just like everybody else, that one. You guys know how I've been doing with this series the whole time. If they have a cover, I buy it. I did not get the A cover.
What?
I didn't see it. It was gone. And I got to this shop like 10 minutes after they opened. It was a madhouse in there. My shop's still not getting booked, so I had to go to a different one. And I went there on my lunch break. I've never been there at that time of day on New Comic Book Day. It was a madhouse. But I was handing out cards and telling people about the channel left and right while we were standing around waiting for people to move out of the way. And then I picked up the Donatello, the Raphael, the Leonardo, the Michelangelo.
Yeah, buddy.
And that's all. I did not get an opportunity to grab the 1 per store White Ranger helmet, the 1 in 25 Green Ranger helmet. So my collection will not be complete now. I have all the Green Ranger and all the White Ranger helmets except for the last freaking issue. My shop always makes sure that I have those, but because they're not getting books right now still, I wasn't able to get them. So I don't know. I'm going to have to, I guess, play the old eBay, $45 a book game for those, but I'll have to grab them.
I'll see one from my shop next week. Sometimes he doesn't sell them. So if I can get them, I'll let you know.
Right on.
All right. Ryan, Pond, new guy. What you got, buddy?
Man, that's a tough act to follow there.
It really is. Oh, wrong one. There we go.
Hang on, let me grab a couple of extra books to show off here. So I think I kind of talked about this. I've talked about it to a couple of people, but basically, like since everything that's been going on, R&R, they were closed, I think, for like 2 or 3 weeks or something. But there's been so few books coming out and everything, and I have means to read them if through digital or whatever else. So I really didn't pick up anything physically for probably like maybe 8 weeks or so. So I did make it in the other day to pick up all those books that I had been not picking up. And then I went back Wednesday and picked up the books that came out this week. So this stack, you might see some stuff that's a little bit older, but it's just because I have everything mixed up right now. I don't remember what I grabbed when. But I grabbed Wind. And this was purely based on one, Boom Studios. I've enjoyed every book I've read from them, I think, except for Ghosted in LA. So that was a no-brainer. And then I think it was Dustin that brought it up to me. I was like, I haven't even heard about it, but I'm going to grab it because it's a Boom book.
And you got the A cover. That was the one I meant to grab and got them confused, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, I haven't actually got to read it yet, though, so I'm not sure exactly what it's about. I can tell you James Tinian, The little bit I read of Batman so far, not a fan, but Something is Killing the Children is probably one of my favorite books of all time. Like the way that book plays. So I'm excited to read this and see where that falls on his sensibilities, you know.
No doubt.
Bitterroot number 6, which has actually been out for a while, so this was probably one that was in my back stock.
You're going to make me have to read that one day. I keep hearing other people talk about it, and you were the first person to tell me about it, and I never picked up on it yet, but I'm going to eventually end up trying to grab it if I see it.
Yeah, it's an amazing series, and it just keeps on becoming increasingly more relevant. Most notably, like the Red Summer Special was it was about the race riots in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and about 6 months, maybe 3 to 6 months after that issue came out, which was an event I've never heard of, and to see their perspective on it was awesome. 3 to 6 months later, that HBO Watchmen show came out, and I hear that started with that event as well. And so then it just became that much more relevant. Some of the other stuff they're talking about is coming back in, our current events and stuff. So it's a book that like is basically right ahead of what's really going on in the world, you know.
Okay.
So it's a really interesting and fun read. Ninja Turtles 103. Kind of hard to see, but very dark cover. But yeah, excited to see what is in there. King of Nowhere number 1, which I read the first one. I don't think I've read the second one yet.
Yeah, that one's still. We'll see.
There's an itch to be scratched there. Like it's an interesting concept. I'm not sure exactly what they're going for yet, though. Unearthed number 6. That's Cullen Bunn and Kyle Strom, Valdemar Rivas, and it's a very twisted and crazy story. We got Rye here, which I'm 2 or 3 issues behind on that series, to be honest. Undiscovered Country number 6.
I made sure to put that on the thumbnail because I knew that you or Dustin was going to read it. So I was like, I got to put it on there.
I haven't actually read this issue yet, but I'm not super worried about spoilers on this because every book is so dense. Like there's so much there, you could never spoil it. And the way it plays out cinematically, like all the panels in this are done like in this widescreen format and stuff. You couldn't ruin the book because of the way it looks and how dense it is. I got the I guess that's the Virgin variant on Alienated number 3, which I liked a lot better than the second issue, so that was good. I really liked the first issue, and then the second one, I don't know, it just sat with me kind of weird. So, but the third one was a lot better. Then there's The Man That Effed Up Time number 2. We got Sean Bennett fighting himself. And then, oh my God, this one, man, number 3 was definitely my favorite one so far. I mean, it basically starts with him getting his head chopped off and dying, and then he does it over and over and over again.
Why is it? Is that a foil cover?
No, I think it's because of the lighting.
Okay, all I see are bricks.
Oh, I know where the bricks are coming, because I was looking at that too. I was like, where are bricks even coming from? I don't have any bricks. It's from a picture in front of me. Let's see if I can...
Yeah, still see the bricks.
That's weird. It looks super foily on the camera. I don't know why.
It's not just me, right? You guys see bricks too, right?
Yeah, I see.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, I can even see them here.
Maybe he had some kind of green screen
There's
effect.
definitely not.
That's what I'm seeing too, is green screen. Someone used the Ultra key.
What? There's a green screen?
What else you got, man? So far, this is a pretty big stack you got, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Honestly, I have more books that I didn't even put in this stack, but so I was trying to be brief, and then I wasn't. So, Tartarus number 3, yeah, and I gotta figure out where my copy of number 2 is because I have not read number 2, but the first one was really cool, and so I'm excited to see where that goes. The Resistance number 2,
You gotta pick that up.
AWA Upshot. So far, I haven't been super impressed by what this company is doing, but you know, it's not bad. It's just like super safe, you know, like they're playing it as safe as possible, it seems. So, like, well, I mean, you don't have to write a new story. Every story's been told, but what disappoints me is whenever I look at like Undiscovered Country or Alienated, like they're doing very unique things with like formatting and storytelling. And then I get to AWA and they're just like playing it super safe. And I'm like, you guys could be a little more creative as like a new company, you know? And then the last one we'll show off right here is the A cover of TMNT Power Rangers #5.
There it is. First one we've seen all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest all have the variants. No one.
Mine's a reader copy though.
Yeah.
See,
I had to read one. Yeah.
my
my
copy was the pizza one.
I didn't want to read
Yeah,
that
I
one.
really like the pizza one. I wish I got that.
The pizza
I
one.
didn't see any though. I didn't see any other covers or anything at R&R. So I don't know what happened with there, but you know, I didn't see any of the variants or other covers for it. So I took what they had because I know times are hard and you know it's whatever.
So,
I'm more happy to read it than anything.
And this is just like it's just the FOC cover. It's not like it's one that is like super rare. And Comics and Death Metal, he hit me up yesterday and was like, "Yo, can you believe somebody's already asking like $65 for this on eBay?"
What?
I'm like, "Are you serious?" There was like 12 of these at the shop I was at. And then he sent me something where there was like 5-6 other people selling it for like $6. I'm like, that's a little better, but like, golly, you know. But I mean, this was the cover that a lot of people were hyping up, you know.
Yeah.
This was the one, but I mean, like, geez, man, like already trying to gouge that price at 60 because all it would take is for one person to, if that was the first one to sell, then that book just, you know, is wild for no reason.
Yeah, it'll show up comic collector.
Joe, what's up? I found this guy on Twitter talking about how good Power Rangers TMNT #5 was.
Yeah, I saw that.
Power Rangers fan. Both of you guys saw that. So thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for hanging out. We're about to talk Power Rangers TMNT #5. We were just talking about how this variant apparently is going for $25 to $30, which is stupid. I really like it. I mean, I wouldn't pay $25 to $30 for it, but I do like it. I like the Megazord with the turtle head.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, from this issue. Yes, I agree. But hey, what's up, Karate Kevin? How's it going?
What's up, K Titus? I saw you in there saying what's up earlier. That dude is the most. He is on everybody's channel. I mean, dude is in Japan. It don't matter what time of day it is. He is out here on everybody's channel right now.
Yes. Yeah. Before we review Power Rangers TMNT #5, really quickly, you don't have to. You can do like 1 to 2 sentences or a minute if you want. It doesn't matter. What was your favorite book this week and why? I will go first so you guys can have a minute to think about it. My favorite book, I really, really, really wanted it to be Power Rangers TMNT. But it was not in terms of the read. I think it's just because it's the ending and I kind of knew what was going to happen based on, you know, the pictures and all that coming out for this. Hey, what's up, Warlord? How's it going? I did really like it, and I'll talk about that here shortly. My favorite read of the week, Dark Knight's Death Metal #1. Now, if you've read this, you will know why. Because my boy, Wally West, is in this. And don't give me that face, Dustin. He's in this, and he's rocking the blue costume with the Dr. Manhattan insignia, and he's going to play a big, major part in this story. So I'm really, really excited. And overall, in like the last page with Batman, the final form of Bruce Wayne, I'm excited to see what that is because it kind of made it seem like he's going to be Dr. Manhattan. I don't know. But this was my favorite read of the week. Pandawesome, what was yours?
Unless Flash runs up on Superman again.
Oh, you're talking about Deceased. Come on, man. Pandawesome, what was your favorite read of the week?
Like you said, man, I really wanted it to be this one. But, you know, we already knew what was going to happen. We got a lot more of the Megazord and a lot more of the Dragon Zord that we wanted. And so that lasted a pretty good while, which I was surprised. But yeah, mine was definitely death metal. It's funny because it also sounds like Wally West also effed up this world too. So I don't know.
There's a lot of tie-ins or connectivity, it seemed like to me. With you had Heroes in Crisis, obviously. You had Flash Forward, Crisis on Infinite Earths. You had DC Universe Rebirth, Doomsday Clock. A ton of tie-ins or connectivity to it, and I really enjoyed that.
And I wanted to read that. I was gonna pick it up, and I had it in our top picks, but I didn't end up picking it up because I picked up all this other stuff, and I figured it'd be available. I'd pick it up next week. And then you started telling me about all the history and tie-ins that are attached to it, and I'm like, I might pick it up, but I don't even know if I'm gonna read it because it may just be right way over my head. I don't even know who Dr. Manhattan is.
Okay, so I will say this. Hey, what's up, Alex? I will say I was not a huge fan of Dark Knight's metal. I did not like it very much. So I was like, I'll pick up issue 1 to see if I like it. I probably won't keep reading it. But when I saw my boy Wally West in there, I was like, oh my God, this is so good. So I'm sure that's part of why I thought it was really good. But I did actually think the writing was pretty good. So.
Got a little Flashwood going on there, huh?
Dustin, what was your favorite book this week and why?
It's got to be a tie between these 3 that I picked up, just because I had so much fun reading these. It was a really, really good book, and it was super easy read and just super fun. Between those and Undiscovered Country #6, just because I've been waiting for this issue. It feels like it's been forever since I got one. And these are pretty much, this is the opposite of this. This is like a way more in-depth. It feels like you're reading twice as long as you would read one of these. There's twice the words in there, and the story is much more in depth.
Thing where there's like white pages.
Yeah.
Like you have to read the extra stuff at the back, or like it's not that you'll be lost, but like there's just a lot of background information that helps a lot. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So and we actually, there was some good meat in this issue too. There was some really, really good stuff in this issue. So definitely going to be between those 2 for obvious different reasons. So
nice. I knew. Like I said, I knew you were Ryan was going to like Undiscovered on that email. Ryan, what was your favorite book to read and why?
Man, that's tough. I'm gonna stick with I've been just kind of like binging and reading things, so I'm not sure where these fell exactly. But honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and say Flash 755 was probably the favorite thing I've read since last time we spoke. So
that issue was last week. That came out last.
That came out last week. Okay.
Last week is Flash Annual came out this week, but you didn't go to the store until recently. But go on.
Yeah.
I like where this is headed.
Yeah. It was cool because it's all this like storyline that's kind of wrapping up, and they set this up as like the end of an era basically, and then you're getting to the end, and there's just like a page turn that I gasped. I like turned. I was like, like it blew me away.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I was like, it was probably 2 or 3 pages from the end, and whenever I flipped that page, I gasped, and I was like, I can't believe that just happened, and this is not going to end today. And it doesn't. Like, it sets up a whole nother thing. I thought we were getting to the end of something. So that was probably my favorite read just because it was surprising. It was really interesting. And the things that happened, like, it was just completely unexpected in all the best ways. I really like how Williamson writes, too. He has a really strong sense of theme, like the first page opens and kind of like sets the theme. And then every page after that, he is just like on theme with it, And it blows you away. I think that's why it surprised me, because I thought it was going to be like a rallying point, and it was like, oh no, not really.
I agree with everything you said, because I was like, what? When I read that, I was so like, oh my gosh, it was so good. Okay, so I can't believe we've been live for 30 minutes. That has gone by super quick.
If you two didn't have so many books, me and Ryan were done quick.
Right.
So we all know what time it is.
10:31, and then down here.
We're going to talk about Power Rangers TMNT number 5, the final issue of probably my favorite crossover since Batman TMNT. It was amazing. I'm going to ask everyone's opinions on it. I'm going to go ahead and give mine really quickly. I thought overall the series, it was really good. Issues 1 and 2 are my favorite. I still, and I'll keep saying this every day. I think Dustin's going to agree with me. The fact that they keep sidelining my boy JDF, the Green Ranger. I don't like it. I get it because Shredder as a Green Ranger is pretty badass, but I do not like how he's just pretty much not involved. Now I understand the stories about him. I totally get that, but I didn't like that. I did like the final issue. We finally obviously got to see them in the Megazord and the Turtles and their little Zord, which honestly, when I remember when I showed the Metalhead and then the laser, I was like, oh, that's definitely a precursor. We all thought that. But we thought the Turtles were going to be in that and the Power Rangers were going to be in theirs. And it was opposite. And that was kind of cool. Ryan did call about how the Turtles were going to turn into Power Rangers. And I thought that was cool as well. But this last issue, I felt like it was a little rushed, to be completely honest. I thought there should have been 6 issues. Fight scenes were like, da-da-da, and it was over. Da-da-da-da, it was over. I did like how there was more after the Zord fight, because normally every Power Rangers episode ends with the Zord fight, and then that's it. I did like how there was another fight after that. I did like how there was the mention of Dimension X, which to me sets up Krang and Draken in a volume 2, which I guarantee there's going to be a volume 2 because this has been a big success. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to stop talking about it. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give the whole series an A-. It would have been an A+ if it was 6 issues long, because like I said, the last issue felt like it was a little rushed to me. So who wants to go next? Who wants to give their opinion?
I can piggyback off that because that's basically exactly what we said about the issue before this too. Was it felt full of fan service, but it just felt like really quick, and like there was so many things that could have been filled out. And then to see that again here just lets me know even more that it definitely should have been 6 issues. That way they could have filled out 4 and 5 a lot better. So it did feel a little rushed to me as well. A lot of what you said, like it was all foreshadowed. To me, this whole series has been, I wouldn't say plagued with, but in a sense, like we kind of know what's going to happen. Like anybody that's going to write this kind of crossover, they kind of know exactly what to do and what to hit. But I think where it pays off for us as fans is the character interactions, and not only the whole series, but even this book. I mean, it just absolutely nails it. I wanted to point out probably my favorite panel. I know you can't see it here more than likely because the lighting sucks. But this little bitty tiny panel in the middle there is just absolutely amazing. Basically what's happened is all the chips are down. They got to find a solution. And so you get this tiny little panel in the middle, and you get Billy saying, that could work. But if you flip the polarity, his sentences are completed by Donatello and Alpha. And to me, that's just like one of the most amazing character interactions because it plays in my head just like it would in a show. And it just reminds me that really that's what this is about, is how these characters would interact with each other. So overall, I still have my issues with some of the perspectives on the art, like we've kind of talked about before. But at the end of the day, I think the colors are beautiful, and the series overall, I would agree, probably like a A-, a very strong B+, somewhere in there. They did a great job, and I do think that they've set up a part 2. I do wonder if Perrot's gonna stick around to write that though.
Yeah, because he has said that he has a lot of ideas about Power Rangers and stuff, but at the same time, he kind of likes when someone else takes over. Like, for instance, someone else is going to be writing that Draken series, and he thinks that's great to be able to, like, have these ideas, but then have someone else kind of take over with it so he can still kind of be a fan as well. I do agree with what you said, Ryan, about the characterizations, is I did like at the very end, we got the 2 badasses, my favorite 2, Raphael and the Green Ranger, ending the book fighting each other, which which was such a like Power Ranger ending. Like Parrot does that so great. Every time he ends a series, it's like a freeze frame of 2 characters throwing a punch or a kick, Yeah, it's like such a great freeze frame. Like he totally nails that every time. All right, Dustin, what do you got? I'll let you go next.
So overall for the series, I liked it. I would like to say that I called as soon as we saw them, Bebop and Rocksteady, we're going to get big.
You did call that
early on. I knew it had to happen.
Yeah.
I'm glad everyone said it before me because I know I've kind of gotten to be the guy that loves the Power Rangers, but has been really ripping on these books lately. But it definitely seemed like this issue was rushed. I felt like in the beginning, in the first few issues, they were doing a good job with giving us a little bit of meat every time and leaving us hungry, you know, can't wait for the next issue. And, you know, with this one, I feel like they definitely could have separated it out and drug it out a little more. I wasn't a fan of the artwork in this particular issue
I agree.
at all. But overall, I think that the way they ended it, leaving us pretty much knowing that there's going to be a volume 2, I'd like to see Kyle Higgins come back in and write that volume 2. I think that would be great. But yeah, it was a good series. Yep, it's a Megazord hat, man. It's got all the Zords on it. Got my little Green Ranger pin. And I picked this up at GameStop maybe in February or June in their clearance box. So but yeah, I mean the series was pretty good. I think I enjoyed it. It was cool getting to see the interaction like you guys talked about between the different characters. I thought that the Green Ranger Shredder idea was pretty neat. I like the fact that you know, at the end, the way they ended it with like you said, you know, with Jason David Frank, with Tommy and Raphael finally going to finish the fight that they started. I would have loved to have seen a little more interaction with Casey Jones. I think that was my biggest. That was the biggest thing that I think pissed me off about this is Casey Jones did not get a morpher. And, you know, to me, it's like, if we're not going to have Tommy in here, come on, let's put Jason David, or I keep wanting to call him Jason David Frank. Let's put Tommy in there. You know, we don't need April O'Neil as a Power Ranger. That was useless. And it was unnecessarily, you know, she did nothing. But
it would have been a great gag if Raph or Casey Jones had been the Pink Ranger.
And that's what I said whenever we were trying to decide who would be who. I was like, how great would it be for them to stick Raphael in the pink, you know? And he's just, why do I got to be the Pink Ranger? You know, that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
But, you know,
even Casey Jones, I mean, he's too much of a tough guy for a Pink Ranger, you know?
Sure.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I thought it was cool. It definitely, I think it was what we expected it to be.
I'm going to say this before we get to Panda. The very first video that I watched of Two Brothers Comics was Dustin's haul of issue 1 of this book, where he had every single cover in front of him on his desk with the 1 per stores and the 1 to 25. I'm like, dude, this guy is super invested. I got to get this guy. Well, the first time that I had
this is not including the incentives and the ratios.
Oh wow.
And it's also, this is just 4 issues. This is not including issue 5.
And issue 5, you didn't get the incentives either.
No, I didn't even pick those up. I haven't been able to grab them, so I'm hoping I can grab those.
I thought you were going to tell me that stack was only issue 1.
Huh?
So I thought you were going to tell me that stack was only issue number 1.
But yeah, it's definitely. I've picked up every single cover that has come out for this series, except for like store exclusives. I didn't pick any of those up because I wasn't really. That wasn't really something I was worried about. I wanted to get the ones that, you know, basically, you know, from Boom Studios, get just the traditional issues there. But yeah, I picked them all up, and it hurt.
Yep. Panda, what you got, man? What's your thoughts on issue 5? We're over here dominating conversation. What are you thinking, Panda?
Man, issue 5 felt way too rushed. You know, I did like, however, on the second page, Michelangelo was asking, you know, so are we just going to ignore the Technodrome over there? And Donatello just says, we could, you know, use it as a punching bag. And I think he says it right here.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Give it a yo, Adrian.
Oh yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So as soon as I saw that, I was like,
And Awesome316.
yeah. But it definitely felt rushed. Like as soon as Tommy came in to fight Shredder, he showed up in one panel, and the very next panel, Shredder is already down and he doesn't have the morpher anymore. It was like, what did he hit him with?
Yeah.
What was it that they didn't even explain? Like
They did not explain a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they didn't explain the device that he used. Was it a sonic, sonic gun or something? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, my assumption, I thought I had just missed it, but my assumption was that that's what they're talking about whenever they're coming up with that little plan or whatever. They made some kind of device that will stun him so they can grab the morpher. But I felt the same way. I was like, where did that come from? What's going on here?
Right. I had to flip back just because I was like, did I miss something? Did I miss him pulling it out or explaining what it was? Because they didn't have Billy. They didn't have Alpha. They didn't have, Donatello even explain what it was that they were talking about.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I tried to make sure I didn't like pull two. I was like making sure the pages didn't stick together or what's going on.
Yeah, the same thing.
Tommy,
I didn't have a problem with them not completing those sentences because 9 times out of 10 in the show, they would like, next scene, you see this thing happen and you're like, oh, that's obviously, but I don't know. It wasn't telegraphed very well here. And it left me wondering was what they were talking about, was that to get them to the moon, to get them through the force field or whatever, or was it that device that they got the morpher with? Like, I don't understand why that was all left out.
Well, that was the whole thing, was that after, you had that interaction between the three of them, the next panel, you see all the Rangers have their morphers back. Like, I thought that's what they were talking about at first, on how to get them back, into morphing again. And so I just figured
that was kind of left unexplained too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the banter between the turtles in the Megazord too. That cracked me up.
Uh-huh.
You made Tommy look like a girl. Dude, he's got a bun and everything, man. What the hell?
That's what they're doing in the Necessary Evil series too. It's like samurai Power Rangers or something. It's killing me.
I will say this. This panel right here is really good. The Turtle Megazord right there. And then we get the Power Rangers Turtle Power was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
I
pretty
will
awesome.
say they have this really bad habit in the show of just like new Zords show up and then they can like combine with them and they never say or explain anything. Like they just suddenly know how to do it. I really liked it in this particular book. He's like, Zordon says like, hey, you have adaptive combining or something so you can make this work. Like for once they actually made that make a little bit of sense,
Innate adaptive capabilities. You must utilize them before it's too late. Bring your vessels together, combine your strength, defend your weaknesses, and as one, you will create the Turtle Megazord.
Later, Joe.
Later, Joe.
Hey, later, Joe. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Yeah. I'm sorry,
I
think we were stepping all over his review, but
I liked, Michelangelo's like, hey, I don't know, dude. These controls weren't made for turtle fingers. The back and forth between them, they're trying to figure out what's going on. Who threw that punch? Do it again.
Right.
This whole like scene right here, this definitely reminds me of a Michael Bay movie or when the Zords actually do fight. You're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
You have no idea what is happening. He's got a lot of shots of giant robots, and that's about all you know.
Yeah. I was going to say, I could totally imagine the Michael Bay camera swoosh effect whenever they like put the Zord together and it's all like this weird, like right over the top of them downing. I was like, what is going on here?
Yep. So what would Panda and Dustin give this as a grade?
I gave it an A-. I mean, it definitely could have, it definitely could have helped with an extra issue, especially drawing out the fight scenes at the end, especially with Shredder and Tommy. Like that's the only gripe that I have about this last issue is that fight didn't even last not even 2 panels.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my one other complaint with this issue in particular is that, like, as much as I like Billy, where were the other Rangers in this issue?
Oh yeah,
It was like almost always Billy, and like Trini, I was like, where is Trini in all this? And she finally shows up in like what, 1 or 2 panels right at the end. Like,
That would have been cool. That would have been cool, Nick. That would have been cool. Should have been a Cowabunga Zord.
right.
Or we
I
should
like
have.
his other comment up there that Jenica stabs JDF.
I'm not going to highlight that. Dustin, what do you think? What would your grade be?
Probably give it a 9.2 to a 9.4. It's close to near mint, but it's just far enough away to piss you off.
yeah.
B minus. We're all in agreement. Is A minus. We missed it a little bit on a few things, like no Tommy in there, extra issue, the art a little bit as well.
The covers though. I mean, yeah, I know I bought them all, but still, I mean, I'm such a cover hoe anyway, and these Goni Montez covers just really turn me on. I don't know, I love them, and the turtles look great, but those ones with the shredder, man, those look so good. I just, getting another spin on a cover that we've seen 100 times already, it was kind of nice and refreshing to see that. And the brightness that they used for the turtles was really good. I really liked it. So that was one thing that I enjoyed for sure.
And I think Steve and I both sent that number 1 into CGC with Shredder holding Lord Draken's helmet.
I sent in the Green Ranger one.
Oh, you sent it the Green Ranger.
The Lord Draken one is right there.
Oh, okay. I sent it the Lord
Did you send in the
Draken.
Green one too?
We'll have to wait and see.
I know you did. You mentioned that you sent it in one of your videos.
You're ruining my content right now, bro. Come on. Can't share anything with friends. They just want to tell everybody.
Only 2 Brothers Comics. Essentially the same and we have the exact same top 3 for New Comic Book Day next week. In a different order, but the exact same top 3.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I sent mine in. If it comes back less than a 9.8, I'm probably just going to set it on fire because there's no way.
I 9.6, unfortunately. But the cover is so beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's whatever.
It'll look good in the slab.
For sure. Okay, we just talked 18 and a half minutes about Power Rangers Team 18.
Could you imagine how great these would look in a yellow label slab off of that turtles, the front side of the turtle shell? That would look really good.
Oh, yeah. I definitely agree with that. Definitely. Okay, we're going to talk.
Service.
Is your friend Ace Knuckles still in here, the Comic Den? Because we're going to talk really quickly about this independent book, and then Magnus and Brad. We're going to talk really quickly about that, and then Ryan and Dustin can talk whatever other books that they picked up, probably Undiscovered Country or anything else that they want to talk about, and then we'll end it here in about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, Ace still in here.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Magnus the Brave. This is by Ace Knuckles and Chris Sorrell. This was A-OK to me, issues 1 and 2. I read both issues. Issue 2 I left at my parents' house. Okay, there we go. 18 minutes on Power Rangers, Burke. Unheard of, right? Oh, shoot. Do we need it? No, we do not. Okay. So I thought issue 1, if I'm being completely honest with you, Ace Knuckles, I thought it was a little confusing. I did like, now if you are a person that liked the movie 300, and if you like a lot of, fighting and blood, this book definitely has all of that.
Oh, right on.
It was a little bit confusing, but I will say this. It reminded me a lot. Yeah, Burke doesn't like Power Rangers. It reminded me a lot of like a TMNT issue 1, where like it was pretty much a fight the whole time, because this literally a fight the entire.
Oh yeah.
And you don't really understand what's happening, kind of like you probably wouldn't really understand what's happening in TMNT. I will say though, issue 2 provided a lot more backstory, a lot more depth to the series. obviously after issue 1, you understand that the Magnus guy is insanely strong. He got a lot of power. He can kill a lot of people. I thought issue 2 was really good. I was looking forward to issue 3. I texted Panda about it. I'm like, dude, is there an issue 3? And because I really enjoyed it. Like I said, issue 1, I had a couple issues with just because it seemed like I didn't really know what was going on. Just at the beginning, you get this Cyclops guy and Magnus kind of fighting each other, and then the art you can definitely tell is digital. I can tell 100%. The whole book digital. It was supposed to be a 4-page digital issue. We had okay, all right, makes sense.
Well, it already sounds better than God Country, so I'm in.
How dare you?
Berk's stoic response there. He looked right through your soul, man.
Oh, both brothers of 2BrothersComics are coming for me. I don't know what it is. But no, I did enjoy both issues. I would give the first issue probably a B. I would have liked, as strange as it sounds as a man, as much as fighting as there is in it, I would have liked a little bit more non-fighting to understand more about the characters.
Yeah, a lot more backstory.
So more backstory would have been nice in issue 1. Issue 2 was really good. I would have liked a little bit more in that as well, but it kind of felt like it was like a story that was slowly building. It felt very Game of Thrones to me, like all this like blood and gore is happening right away, and the story is slowly being told. That's what it felt like to me. Issue 2 was really good. The ending was crazy. There was the wrong principle was used in issue 2. As a teacher, it should have been LE, not AL, because the principle that was used in there is describing a position at a school and certain principles that you'd have in life and whatnot. And then another one, there was a number 1 instead of an exclamation point, which I'm sure the shift button got mixed. But that's beside the point. I give issue 2 an A and issue 1 a B. I did really enjoy both of them. If there's an issue 3 is coming. Kind of threw us off our schedule. Well, let me know when issue 3 comes out. I will buy it. I don't know how much they are. I'm assuming around $5, $6 maybe, $4, $5, $6. Let me know. The Comic Den, and I will buy issue 3.
Are y'all familiar with Berserk?
Berserk?
Nick reads it.
I've never read it. I used to have a friend that had the anime collection. That's kind of what this sounds like to me, though. Just like a big hulking badass destroying stuff a lot. Sounds good.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I liked it. Like you said, issue 1 was kind of confusing, but I did like the whole Conan the Barbarian feel with like a Samurai Jack kind of look to it. I really liked that aspect of it. I really enjoyed the Cyclops Percy. He was one of my favorite.
Percival. Yep.
Yeah, and so I was kind of disappointed that I didn't get to see him in issue 2, but I know he's coming back. So it's good. Issue 2 was a lot better. A lot more story to it. Just enough violence. It was good. I liked it. I just like the look of Magnus himself with the arrows coming out and how he actually used one of the arrows out of his back and just that was good.
Yes, I did. I also would like to know why he has arrows in his back and he can just take them out and he doesn't die. I
don't think that he's just lazy and just hasn't taken them out.
25% off on his Etsy if you want to get Magnus the Brave.
I might jump on that.
It's a really fun comic. Here, I'm going to read this to you. Let me pull this up.
While you're pulling that up, I see Alex is in here asking some questions and stuff. It says, do you guys read any of the new Valiant? I'm a little behind on their newest stuff, but I'm pretty familiar with their universe, and I try to keep up. In fact, I just showed off a copy of Riot that I picked up recently. And then what else? Oh, he said, do you watch the show? Have you guys watched the show? I'm assuming he was referring to Berserk. That's all I've seen is the anime show. I've never read the manga, so I don't know how they compare necessarily. But the anime sounds exactly what you're just like, pretty much what you are describing. Like he's just a big hulking badass, and like he takes arrows to the knee and doesn't drop. You know, like he's killing everybody. It's very like 300, but if it was just one guy instead of 300 of them, you know, really good stuff.
I will say this about this book: I liked that it was like you can tell it's supposed to be back like a long time ago, but at the same time they use a lot of like 21st century lingo. Like I gotta pull this page up because it's really funny. So funny. I gotta find it. It's at the end. Oh, I don't have it. It's in issue 2. Basically, at the end, he is walking into this room where all these people are waiting for him, and he like they all know his name and he doesn't know why. And he just walks in and he goes, "The people in here are weird AF." I thought that was really funny. So
right.
There's 2 Berserk movies on Netflix. And then
I'm gonna have to check those out. I didn't even realize it was on Netflix.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, yeah. There's one of the latest Rai books, Rai number 5. So yeah. I really like Rai and a couple of other characters from them.
There we go. Dustin, Ryan, what do you got? What book do you guys want to talk about?
Well, we already talked about a little bit, you know, about the man who F's up time. We both really enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
You know, it's basically a kid kind of got a bad shake in college, and basically a guy that he hates ended up with his life, and he takes an opportunity given to him by his self in the future to try to go back and change very small details in the past week to alter his life, which completely F's up time. And so far he is being told basically you have 2 days to fix this. There's these robot police that have threatened to kill him as a baby and just eliminate him completely. So, you know, that's basically what's going on. Is it's just him fighting through time, trying to fix things. And the more he tries to fix it, the more he screws up. And the more he screws up, the more of him shows up. So
yeah,
it's been really good.
Fighting through time, but I guess the key twist there is he's fighting himself. There's him, there's a future him, and there's a past him. It's almost like Flash-like in the sense that you're just like seeing this character pop up at different ages in a way, but like they're always either trying to help him or stop him, and he never really knows when he encounters them what's about to happen next, you know?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it's like, oh yeah, like his whole life got derailed and somebody else basically picked up his life, you know? And so this is his future self trying to like, you know, get his life back, you know? But it's great because I think I said this the first time, like it leans into every sensibility. Like you as a person, you know, you're like, okay, if you're in a movie, right, you're always going, no, don't go through that door. Don't do that. This guy does what you would do. Like he gets a time machine and he's like, I'm going to go back and fix my life, you know, which is what anybody would do. And he does everything you would do. And it goes so wrong. And he just there's never a part of this story where you're like, oh no, I wouldn't do that. Like it's everything you would do. It's the exact opposite of a movie in a lot of ways, that they don't do the stupid thing, you know? Right. Like, don't go through that door. He's not going to go through that door because he's as smart as you, the viewer, you know?
Yeah, he goes
that's
back.
What makes it so fun is that it's incredibly relatable because you're like, yeah, that's what I would do with the time machine.
Right. Go back and fix it to where you can get your dream job. Fix it to where you get the girl. Go buy the lottery ticket. You know, all that stuff. So
sounds like you're talking about Hot Tub Time Machine.
And I'm pretty sure his future self is going to end up being the one that screwed him up all the way from college going forward. That's the way it looks like it's working out. So.
Oh yeah, it starts all the way back in like 1876 or whatever. Like that.
Yeah, when Abraham Lincoln was president. Abraham Lincoln is now a tyrant. And then, you know, we both have been reading this, and like I said, this one you finally get some really good meat on the bone here, and the story arc is wrapping up here, and I'm interested to see how this keeps going. The final panel was really, really cool, and I will tell you, Ryan, somebody doesn't make it out of this issue.
That's cool. I like what you're saying there, though, because that has been my one issue with this series. Is every issue feels like we're learning about everything after the fact.
Yeah,
and so it does. It feels like, I don't want to say that there's no substance to it, because there's a ton of substance in there, you know. But it does feel like they're leaving out some very important details just to keep you a little more confused.
yeah.
So I feel like you're probably saying exactly what I'm thinking with number 6, is like they finally kind of, you know, get you to the point where you're like, okay, now I feel like a competent reader in this story, and not just learning as I go kind of thing.
Trying to play catch up from the first issue.
Yeah. And I know in a way, like a lot of those little like twists and turns and reveals have been, you know, discovering characters' histories for other characters in the story to learn them things about them. But it just always feels like as the reader, we're like right behind the dime, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm really excited to dive into that. I just knew it was going to be such a long and dense read. If I read that, I would probably not be able to read 2 other books before we went live. So
right.
kind of put it to the side for now.
Absolutely. And this
It'll
one
probably be a really good like lazy Sunday read though.
Oh, no doubt. This is one I really wanted to hit on. I've never, ever picked up on any of the current Avengers stuff. This issue here, you see who's on the cover. This is Avengers issue 33. Nick's local comic shop owner, Josh, who comes on with us every now and then, he'll actually be on with us this Saturday, told Nick about it, and then Nick was sharing it with us last week. This book is awesome. This is Moon Knight going through and destroying the Marvel Universe. Is what is going on here. Moon Knight is taking over. And I don't mean just taking out the weak guys. This dude's taking everybody out. He's taking out Iron Fist. He took out Thor. And he turned Mjolnir on Thor. Okay. This is sick right here. If you're not picking up on this issue, this is the beginning of a new story arc. Like I said, never read any of the current Avengers stuff. This is the first issue I've read. And this is probably going to end up being one of my favorite reads if it continues on the way it is. It's awesome. It really is cool. You get a whole nother look at the Moon Knight character. It's really cool.
Yeah, that really interests me because I've always liked Moon Knight. His aesthetic looks really cool. His like whole like backstory and mythos is really cool. And then I picked up like a trade or something and tried to read it, and I was just like, what is going on here? Like, you're turning pages and there's like whole different characters that like haven't even been introduced. Right. I know it's because he's got like disassociative personality and all that, but it was just too much as a new reader. So is this a little more palatable for a new reader to the character?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, and look, that's Moon Knight right there in the beginning.
Okay.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
But it basically makes out like he's suffering from schizophrenia, like is kind of the way they're going about explaining how he's dealing with what's going on here. But I mean, he goes after Doctor Strange. He goes after the new Ghost Rider. He goes after Black Panther. Like I said, Thor, that one was just crazy. It's crazy. I mean, to see what he did to Thor, like, really shows you the power that this character has in this series here. I definitely would recommend picking this up. I mean, when he goes after Iron Fist, he says, "I'm here for the Iron Fist," and he's like, "I'm right here. I'm right here." He's like, "I'm here for the Iron Fist. Like, I'm here to take the Iron Fist from you." Like, that's what's going on here, and it's awesome. Awesome read. Definitely recommend picking it up.
I've always really admired that character.
Do what?
So I've always really admired that character. He's one of those like Marvel characters I would like to be really deep into, but like I said, I tried to read that one and it was just like, no, this is not new. It was like a volume 1 trade, and it was just like, this is not new reader friendly. I feel like if I could get into the character and kind of get like the light version, the digestible version, then I could go like do the deep dive and really get into that side of it. But it's not a good place to walk into. I was like, holy cow, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and this was really my first readings of Moon Knight, and I had no problems with it. And you're a lot better with being able to interpret stuff in comics than I am. So I don't think you have a problem at all.
I don't know where Panda went.
Uh-oh.
Donna walked in here. Sorry. So, Comics Explained said a couple things. That Moon Knight issue of Avengers was badass, and that he loves Moon Knight. The Jeff Lemire run was great in his opinion. So, I've not been reading.
Oh, I would definitely check that out then.
I don't know like hardly anything about Moon Knight. I'll be completely honest. I didn't know that Mark Spector was his name.
Oh yeah.
I've said
I know that much. That's about it though. And I know he's like schizophrenic, disassociative, and so I understand like that's what that one book I was trying to read was like. These different characters are different parts of his personality, and we're representing that visually. It just doesn't make any sense when you're turning pages and there's like other character. He talks in a different way and everything. You're like, this is like a whole different thing, you know?
Right. And what's going on in this series? It really makes me think of like this cover here. He's got Cap's shield. He's got one of Spider-Man's hands. He's got one of Wolverine's claws. Like this cover really kind of, to me, embodies what is actually going on in this story here. And this is from the Bendis run here. And so, yeah, I definitely pick it
up. Dustin, I will say, I think I'm going to grab one of those shirts that you have. I'm going to get the one at the with the color in it, though.
I was going to say, you can't grab this one, but you can grab one of the new ones.
Okay. I'm thinking about doing it. I appreciate it.
Awesome. I really like that shirt that you're wearing too, Berk.
You like this?
Yeah, the affirmative. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, he's got some great stuff on the affirmative clothing line. Right. I was just saying. I just told him I was like, I'm going to get the new one with the color in it.
Yeah, so. Edwin, I'm going to come talk to you about that too because I was asking you about the last one. Because I like Dustin's shirt a lot, so I tried getting it in my size, and so I'm gonna talk to Edwin here again.
I need size very big.
I need the panda size.
So that's all I have this week. We talked a long. We had a pretty long comic haul by Dustin and Ryan. We talked a long time about Power Rangers. We talked a lot about some independent books. And then Dustin also talked about the Avengers Moon Knight stuff. Is there anything else? Yeah, there you go. See, all four. Well, you're missing one now, but there it is.
I know. I don't know if y'all got to talk last week or whatever, but I know I missed out. What about Go? What is that? 32?
Yeah, I think me and Dustin both kind of said it was an okay issue. We wanted some more Serpentera in there, but obviously.
I felt like it really just like kind of reiterated what I've been saying about the Go line lately. Like I feel like 1 through 20, just solid, really good storyline there, and they should have just ended it there. I think all the Go stuff is with Necessary Evil has just been a big issue of like one, we're over explaining. Like I don't know. I hate to say it, but like I don't need all that. The show gave me enough on the whole like going to the power transfer and Switzerland or whatever.
We did say the sword was a little bit confusing at the beginning.
The what?
The sword at the beginning of that issue was a little bit.
Oh yeah. I was like maybe I just don't remember everything from 31. What is going on here?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I felt like they were just kind of over explaining the show at that point, and it kind of exacerbated the issues with like 3 actors leaving. Because the whole issue, I'm just like, this is making less sense the more they explain it. Because why the hell is Zach going? I mean, I'm sorry, I like the guy.
We're talking about Power Rangers.
I mean, you're taking like 3 people to represent the world at a peace conference, and you pick Zach. That's kind of weird. And then I also think like all the time travel stuff between Go and Mighty Morphin on this has just made this Necessary Evil line just too convoluted.
Yeah,
I was really hoping that they would kind of like reframe. I was kind of hoping that this issue was going to like reframe some of the earlier stuff in this whole story. So like, oh, okay, that makes more sense, you know? But instead, it's just like this kind of like dumb thing where like Tommy's mad at Jason and Jason's mad at Tommy, but Tommy's right because he doesn't know what's really going on, you know? Like the reality is, I guess they're both right. But if you were reading it from the perspective of what each person in that argument knows, like Tommy's completely right. Whenever I left, y'all begged me to come back. And now you're just picking up and leaving when we need you more than ever.
True.
And we as the reader understand, but it just feels like a really stupid argument to have because he doesn't know what's really going on, you know? And I don't know. It wasn't like bad. I thought it was okay. I just felt like they got way too deep in explaining things that the show didn't. And maybe it was better that the show didn't.
Well, hopefully issue 50 comes in strong next week because I feel like this whole Necessary Evil story arc needs a strong ending.
We can already say what we're
and a new artist.
The fact that there's not a Gani Montez variant pisses me off. I will say that. But I am excited for issue 50. We can already say we're going to be reviewing issue 50 of Power Rangers and issue 5 of Thor. They're on the docket. It's happening. I don't know
what's coming. Oh man,
I don't know what we're talking, but those two definitely. And Panda, you are invited to join next week as well. You can
absolutely. I'm getting that 50. So
what's that?
I'm getting that 50. So
there you go. There you go. There's some pretty awesome covers. The trading card cover that Dustin was talking about is pretty sweet. TMT Club shirts available at the 3X. Have a great night. Thank you, Jabroni. Take it easy, brother.
Yeah.
I'll try to look it up tonight.
I guess my one other thing, because I talked to you guys about it earlier a little bit, but Batman, the adventure continues. I think I know what happened there. I think that's like a weekly or bi-weekly, and I was only picking it up thinking it was monthly, so that's why I'm like 4 issues behind out of the blue.
My
I
shop
looked it up today, and I was like, holy crap, there's 6? I only have 2, and it's been like 2
Yeah,
months.
I've only seen 1 come out.
I've only seen issue 1.
yeah, I've only seen issue 1.
I only saw 1 and 2 come out, but I looked it up today, and there's all 6 of them are out. So I think it was coming out every week, and I just like completely forgot about it or something.
Did they come out with it digitally then?
You might have.
Yes. Okay, that is one thing I keep forgetting is that it's not only digital, but it's digital first. So I think there are physical copies of it coming. Of course, they started it like before all of this happened, you know, so I don't know what the plan is now, but originally it was supposed to come out, I think like once a week or once every 2 weeks, and then digitally, and then maybe like a month later they were going to release each book or whatever, but I don't know what they're doing now exactly. It's not like, I've only read the first 2, but it's not like the most mind-blowing thing. It's not quite as good as I hoped, but it seems like it's building towards something really cool. The second one, it ends with what's his name? The Red Hood, Jason Todd. He shows up at the end, and he's in the like Batman animated series style, but he still has like his pistol, and he's like ready to kill something. I'm like, okay, this might get really interesting then.
I'll tell you something that was really good, and I'll do a full review, spoilers and all, on Nightwing number 71. It was really good, and you guys can believe what happened when.
Breaking news.
Because my issue is coming in the next couple of days from Chino and Manny on our comic. Batman 92 are coming along with Wind, and apparently a couple others. We'll see what happens. Power Rangers in space. No. What's up? Unless anyone else has anything else that they want to talk about, I think we're going to go ahead and end the stream. I appreciate Pandawesome for joining us, and Dustin and Ryan as always. I had a great time. Yes, there was a Gold Ranger. Jason, the original Red Ranger, became the Gold Ranger. But yeah, thank you everyone in the chat for hanging out. I had a great time. I'm going to let each one of these guys talk about anything happening on their channel or their Instagram. We're going to start with my Kansas buddy, Adrian Panda, rocking the – oh, there it is. Yeah, I have that same book. There it is. I love that you're rocking that Wichita State Shockers hat. Even though I'm a K-State fan, I got to support any team from Kansas that's not AU. So, you got anything going on your Instagram, or are you going to be starting a YouTube anytime?
Actually, so I'm at like 1,300 followers. So here pretty soon, when I reach about 1,400, I'm going to do another giveaway on Instagram. So watch out for that. Just share my page. Just do what you can. I just love the community that we're in, and so it's just nice to see everybody interacting with with another, and just calling each other out on Instagram. So it's been really fun. I've just been having a lot of fun with it, and coming onto this YouTube thing was never expected. So it's kind of a nice change.
I definitely appreciate having you on twice this week. It has been it's been a great time having you on, and I'm excited to have you on again next week. You can go and, if you want to, pencil yourself in every Thursday. It would be awesome to have another TMNT Power Rangers guy to talk comic books with. And we're going to hang out in person, hopefully.
Yeah. Steve just wants to even up the DC versus indie comic team. That's all it is.
You were the only one who did not review only Independence tonight. You did Marvel and then all indies, but for the most
I did do a Marvel book. Okay.
We talked about Flash.
We did talk a little bit of. You did talk Flash. You're right, and we did talk a little bit of Dark Knight. But overall, we just talked indies. Okay, Dustin, what's happening on your channel with you and Nick? What do you guys have going on? And you guys are getting close to 1,000 subscribers, so that's awesome.
Yeah. We're somewhere like 920 something, I think, and we dropped several videos this week. We're trying to get on a consistent schedule where we're dropping videos on the same day. So we've got several things that dropped this week. Our top picks dropped today, so you can go check that out. We may or may not have something dropping tomorrow. And then Saturday night is our Saturday night comic book Babylon. And you guys know we're always having fun with those. We make a top 10 list. We talk about comic news. We have a toy box segment where we go over, show off some toys, high dollar stuff, Funkos, whatever, and talk about that kind of news. And this week we're going to be ranking the top 10 ongoing comic book series from the last 12 months. So you guys make sure you come hang out with us Saturday night. Starts at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Make sure you guys have about 4 hours to hang out, because that's usually the show.
We have fun.
I always jump in, and then I go and do something, and then I come back, and I'm like, dude, they're still live every time.
So the guy that spent 18 minutes talking about Power Rangers?
Yes. Yeah. We've done longer before, by the way. Ryan, you got anything going on your Instagram or anything?
Yeah, I really don't have any specific plans right now. Trying to get back into like good habits and regularly scheduling. Things have been crazy lately. My kids were out of town last week, so that opened a lot of opportunity for other things, but now they're back, so I'm trying to get everything on schedule and, start getting into doing more and planning more. So hopefully that's all coming, but you can always check me out on Instagram, Nuexguy, Nuexguy.
Boom. All right. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Thank you to Adrian Panda, Dustin, and Ryan for hanging out. I had a great time with you guys. And yeah. Oh, there we go. Is it time for that? It's always Morphin time. And all right, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out.
Kansas City Shockers.
Man.
Oh my gosh.
Not the right Shockers. My bad.
All right, guys. As always, go Cats, Cowabunga, and it's Morphin time. Bye-bye.